This topic is called classifying sums and products as rational or irrational. For each sum or product, determine whether the result is a rational number or an irrational number, and then choose the appropriate reason for each. In order to do this problem, you need to remember that rational means that something can be written as a fraction, and irrational means that it cannot be written as a fraction. And the most popular examples of irrational numbers would be pi. So if it involves pi, probably in any way, then it's not going to be rational. And then perfect squares or square roots that are not perfect. So something that would not become a perfect square, so it would not become a whole number. And we should know that whole numbers end up being fractions. So in this case, I've got a rational number plus another rational number. And if I look at the reasons that it gives me here, if I look at the reasons, I clicked on the explain. Let me go back to this. So if I click on the reasons, we have to choose one of these two things. So in this case, it is a sum, so I would only pick from the first three options. And it's the sum of two rationals. So this is a rational plus another rational. So if it's a rational and another rational, the only option would be the sum of two rationals is always rational. Now in this case, I've got again the sum, but this time it's a rational and an irrational. And a sum of a rational and irrational is always irrational because that's just the way it always is. So this is irrational because it involves that pi. Now here, I'm going to take negative square root 7 times the square root of 13. If I take 7 times 13, I end up with a number that is going to be not a perfect square. So this ends up giving you 91. And 91 is not a perfect square. So this is going to be irrational. So again, this is the product. And this is a product of two irrationals. Is going to be sometimes rational and sometimes irrational. Because sometimes it could actually be a rational answer here. This one happens to be irrational, but I would put this reason here because like this one here, if I take the square root of 11 times the square root of 11, this is irrational, but I multiply them together, I get square root of 121, which is 11. So the result is rational, but the reason is the exact same reason that you just put on the one above it. Be careful with this topic, think it through, use the process of elimination. And as always, the explain button has about every type of example here. It has examples that you can click on as you are looking through it. So this is not a bad problem to kind of explore a little bit using that explain button. Remember, the explain button does not hurt you. Good luck with this topic. Thank you.